Welcome to Module 11, Built-in Functions. This module and the next module on user-defined functions are all about functions. So built-in just refers to the functions that are automatically built into the Python programming language. They are available for you to use immediately in any program that you create. So functions are fundamental to nearly all programming languages, and this is especially true with Python. Functions provide you the ability to complete a specific task. So I like to use a real-world analogy here. So there's a bunch of objects you have in your home, and they typically have some functionality, and that is to complete certain tasks. So a microwave's function is to warm food, a dishwasher's function is to clean dishes, a lawnmower's function is to cut grass. The function of a camera on a phone is to take pictures and video. So whenever you press a button or turn on these objects, you expect it to complete a specific task. And in Python, we have these things called functions, which also complete specific tasks. We've actually already used some built-in functions, such as print, which prints text to the screen. The ORD function takes in a character and returns the Unicode code point as an integer. The randint function was used when we played craps to generate a random die roll. Okay, so these built-in functions, which is what this module is all about, are available immediately to you in any program. They are built into the language. We'll learn about user-defined functions in an upcoming module. These are ones that are created by you. So you can have any specific task that Python doesn't already complete, you can create a function to complete that task. So user-defined functions are a big part of programming and something to look forward to upcoming. All right, so how do we use our functions? Well, we have to call them. So this is a kind of a funny word, but we've been using it before. So calling it is like executing it or pressing the button, turning it on. That's what it really means. And to call a function, we have to reference it by its name. So we just write its name, and then we have to put parentheses following its name. So depending on the function, there are different ways of calling it. And what I mean by that is there are some functions that take in arguments. Arguments are just values that you pass into the function that change their behavior. So if we go back to, say, the dishwasher over here analogy, you could say the arguments, or the inputs into the dishwasher are the type of dishwashing liquid, the number of dishes, the type of dishes, the length of time that the dishwasher will run, and so forth. So all of those inputs, which Python uses the terminology of arguments, can be passed into the functions and change their behavior. So here are different ways that you can see functions called. These are just made up function names. Here's func1. Arguments are separated by commas if there are more than one. So here we actually have 4 arguments. The variable a, the number 5, the list 1, 2, 3. This is not 3 separate arguments. This is just a single list that happens to have 3 elements, and then some variable d. All right. The func2 is passed a single argument. It looks like there's multiple arguments here, but this is just a string that contains commas. So the commas are just characters in the string. They don't separate the arguments. It's these regular commas that separate arguments. You can have functions that don't take any arguments, and there's just nothing in there, just open and close parentheses. And this function over here just takes a single argument. There are no commas in it whatsoever. So this is just a broad introduction and overview to functions. We will now go into actually using these built-in functions in the remaining videos.